All right, so I'm just now recording, guys. So tonight is our session 1 of our 12-week Woman-Owned Small Business Certification Mastermind. It's a DIY mastermind. We're using each other as an accountability group in order to get this certification done. For those of us who have several businesses like myself, this is going to be a repetitive process. So if we can figure out the blueprint and use this, community to help us get something done of it every week, I think we'll get it done by the end of the second quarter. So is this Vicky's screen?
Oh.
Can you see
Vanessa's screen? Okay, there we go. All right, Vanessa, walk us through it, honey. All right.
So you're gonna go to get my DUNS number?
Yep.
And you select your primary reason. I did this one.
That's what I did too.
But some people were saying we should do that one.
Yeah, but I'm not that one yet. That was my only problem with selecting that one.
And then you fill out this information.
Yep.
And then where do you want me to go from here since I already have one? You want me to create one?
No. That's okay. That's right. You already have one. So this is not going to be as helpful. Does anybody, B is asking, where is that screen? That is dnb.com. Is that what you're asking, B?
Yeah, it's dnb.com.
All right, so now what we need to do is you just need to drop a heart in the chat or turn your screen to show me a reaction of a heart when you have submitted your DNB registration. So it probably should take like 10 minutes. So just put a little heart like that and let me know that you have done that. Mine's already done, so I get to put my heart. If yours is already done, put your heart for DNB. Oh, look at how sweet we look. Hold on, where did mine go? There we go. Where are the hearts? Yay, Desiree's got her heart.
I'm a little on the behind. I had to get my iPad so I could,
That's okay. Y'all
Okay.
just give us a heart. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next step. Is that okay, everybody, while y'all are doing that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the next step for everybody.
Wait, I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm sorry. I just came to the front screen and then where do I go from there?
You're gonna go to the DUNS number, right where the hand is right now.
Okay.
And click on, I'm sorry, yeah, go to that and then go to get your DUNS number.
Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. My internet's kind of crazy because we got bad storms right now. So.
Oh, again?
Yeah.
Oh.
Joy.
Okay, so now that you guys keep rolling with that, and once you get it submitted, you won't have it necessarily. Just give us a heart to let us know everybody's got their DUNS number. Next is we need to go to sam.gov and get that done. Okay, if you have gone to sam.gov already and gotten your registration done, then that's okay. You don't have to do this step. But for those of you who haven't, Vanessa, do you mind going to sam.beta.gov? Oh, did I give it? It might be wrong.
Is it beta?
Or is it beta.sam.gov?
May I ask a question? This is Vicky.
Yeah, Vicky, go ahead.
I did one of those registered thingies for my address, so it wouldn't be my home.
Right.
A registered agent. So for now, can I just use my home address for this?
So here is the thing. This is what I have learned from this process. Whatever your address is needs to be the same address everywhere. So that's where I'm about to show y'all how I got hung up last May when I started this process, because I used my office address that I had, but I had a new home address and I started operating out of my home. That made my cage, when it came time for them to issue me my cage code, they denied it because it was too much going on. So whatever you put this, if you do, ask me that question again. Let me make sure I understand.
Here's the problem. I have to figure out if I could, will my home business be still considered even though I have my registered agent? And I got to ask a tax person that.
Yeah, the registered agent is just the recipient of your documents. They don't really do anything but receipt and document the time and date that something came in and deliver things that need to be delivered and paperwork wise. So it's okay for, I guess that's one of those, do you have an LLC? Is that what you're talking about when you say registered agent?
Yeah, I have LLC.
Okay, so the registered agent is for your LLC, right?
Right.
Okay, yeah.
But
So
my home address was what I submitted to the state.
okay, so as far as your tax return is concerned, what address do you use?
It'll be my home address.
Then I would use whatever you tell the IRS, because there is going to be what they call an IRS TIN matchup that you have to do after you register at SAM. So they're going to use the address that matches up with your TIN, your social security number, basically, or whatever
Okay.
you got your business set up.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Okay, so this is Sam Deca. So let's look at this real quick. Is this the official? This looks different than the one I went to. There's a, let me get the link off of the thing, and I want to put it in the chat so you guys can go to the SAM registration link that they've sent me in my email.
So Monica, you finally got your KH code?
No, I didn't. I got hung up. Matter of fact, I'll share my screen in just a second and show you guys the emails, the series of emails that I got. They were pretty efficient in sending me emails telling me what to do. But I just didn't do it, you know. So that,
So you were just explaining the whole mismatch thing with the TIN number?
yes.
That's the exact email that I got, right?
Yeah.
I was trying, well, my address is just it's my home. But like when they ask you something about your taxpayer name for your business,
Mm-hmm.
well, it didn't say business, it just said taxpayer name. So I just put my name in there because that's how I file my taxes. But on the Schedule C, it has my name and then it has like the business name. And the business name is the same, but it just doesn't have LLC on it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. See, that right there, you may have to give them a call, honestly, because I don't want to tell you wrong, because I really honestly don't even know. Because that's a lot.
Right,
Like,
right.
Yeah, my situation's bad too.
Is it? So,
Yes, 'cause when I filed my LLC, my mailing address is my mother's address, which was my address for on and off again for several years. But my physical house that I live in is a different address. And when I just pulled this up, it pulled it up at my mama's house.
okay, so here's what we got to do. So this is what this week is. And so since we are CEOs, huh?
Is this what you're looking for? SAM.gov?
There we go. Yes. And
Okay.
I was just about to log in to mine. So do you have your registration?
Yeah, I have it.
Want to log in? Okay, because I was about to log in. Okay, so basically, okay, so while Vanessa's logging in, this is going to be cleanup week, folks. This is what we're having. First of all, we're behind, so we're doubling up this week. We have this session, and then we have a session on Friday. Okay, and so those of us who have things we need to clean up, that means we need to call the individuals at SAM.gov. I've got some backdoor numbers that I'm going to share with you guys from the emails that I have, so maybe they will help you get to people quicker. Okay, I don't know if it will or it won't, but my point is, tomorrow, for those of you guys that got all these address, LLC, TIN, upside down, HIJK, LMNP, y'all need to call them tomorrow and start that dialogue as far as what do y'all need to do? Because by Friday, we need a report on what y'all came up with, okay? So that we can go ahead and start the SAM.gov, because really, can you even register as SAM if all that's all messed up? I don't think so, or can you?
It's weird because like I wasn't even finished with the process yet. Like I didn't get through all of it. And then the email came in today. Like I started it on yesterday.
Okay, that's a good sign then. You said you got a response back the next day?
Yeah, I got it back this afternoon, like around 3 o'clock.
Okay, that's excellent news. Okay, so that's good. Okay, so y'all, that's good. So that just tells me that things are moving. So I think
Mhm.
that's what I'm gonna do tomorrow is I'm just gonna call them because Vanessa, can I share my screen real quick? Because I want to share my emails with you guys. And for everybody that needs to know what website, I just put it in the chat. It's just sam.gov. Let me share my screen real quick. Right. Okay. So here is, let me go to the first one. Okay. Okay. So this is the email that you're going to get when you have successfully registered at SAM. Okay, it'll say you have successfully submitted the entity registration for People First Realty, gives you your number. This registration record will remain in submitted status until all external validations are complete. What happens next? Here comes the checklist. Print this out. Okay, just print this thing out, and this is when you get it, right? I don't think I'm gonna just put this in there because it's got all my stuff on there. But when you get this, print this joker out. Here's the other thing. I had to get a notarized letter. This is what I had to do. There's always something that has to involve a notary. Can you guys see my screen? I had to get this letter. It provided me with a template. I did not come up with this. The template that they provided me, I'll put in, if I can, let me go see if I can grab it and put it in the chat. But this is the template that I just filled in the blank. It's a self-administration confirmation for the purpose of registering with the United States government through the online system for award management. I do not authorize any third party to act on behalf of the entity listed above. I have checked the self-administration confirmation box to indicate that the designated entity administrator is not a third party agent. I had to attest to that. I had to get it notarized. Okay. So that's going to be the step that you do after you have successfully submitted your registration at SAM. But SAM is what you need to be on right now. So for those of you guys that have done it, you're just listening to me talk. For those of you guys who haven't done it, you are physically on sam.gov right now because you just submitted your dones, right? Because that took 10 minutes. So where are my hearts? Hold on. I don't see any hearts, people. That was going to be my indicator. Is anybody still in process of submitting dones? Okay.
Monica, I'm driving, but I'm listening and observing.
Okay. Definitely, you can just be safe.
Yeah.
Okay. So bottom line is this week is cleanup week for those of us who have issues. You're gonna have to pick up the phone and call, but know that you're gonna have to get this form. Let me go see if I can grab the PDF of it. I think this is it.
Is there an instruction sheet as far as how to do these steps? Because this is all new to me.
Oh. Honestly, we are creating that instruction sheet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because this is the first time, really, I got to only so far. So honestly, this is going to be the first time for me to go all the way through. I'm stuck at Cage right now, but hopefully the stuff that I got stuck at will help you guys not get stuck there. And you guys can get kind of just avoid that part. Now you might get stuck somewhere else. We might get stuck together, but okay, Violet is doing Sam, B is still doing hers. Okay, good. I'm gonna actually try to log into mine. Unless Vanessa, you still have. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I ask, you said something about Cage. Can you explain to me what that I'm sure that's some kind of acronym that you're saying?
It is. Okay, so let me actually show you guys what Cage is. That's a good question. Okay, CAGE stands for Commercial and Government Entity Code System. So that's the CAGE code. So once you have passed SAM and registered, they're going to do what they call an IRS validation of your taxpayer identification number. That's why all of your particulars need to be matchy. You know, I think it sounds like you can actually go ahead and do SAM. That's no problem. Even if you're all kind of needing some stuff fixed, go ahead and still start on your SAM tonight. You can still do that. It just, you need to get that stuff fixed before you get to this part, which is the IRS validation. So I passed the SAM and I passed the IRS validation. So, but then they said, okay, now it's time for you to do the CAGE test. All right, this is the third hoop you got to jump through. So CAGE is going to check on those same things. And if there's any kind of discrepancy or questions, if your phone number is disconnected, if your address doesn't match your address on the IRS's records versus what your SAM's registration says, no can do. Or DUNS, no can do. So it will prevent you from getting that step, because if you don't do that, you can't go over and start looking for government contract opportunities. This is what hung me up. I just stopped. As you see, the date on this is May 27th of 2020. Any questions? Okay, so is anybody on SAM and needing any help? While
Hold on, I'm sorry, real quick. So when I do this, all I'm doing is just setting it up, right? There's nothing else that's gonna pop up. I went through, it gave me a password, I set it up, that's it. There's nothing else for me to do on DUNS right now, right?
Well,
'Cause
yeah,
now
you can actually be working. You can actually go ahead and begin to answer the questions it's asking about your business and try to go through the process to be able to submit it as a registration. So you want to go ahead and finish it. You want to go ahead but you don't have to finish it all in one fell swoop. If it allows you to save it, you can come back to it. But we want to start making some progress on it, because that SAM's registration is so important, because you need to get to your IRS ITIN, your IRS TIN verification. Yes, Letitia.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. So I have the registration activated for my LLC. So from here what do I do from here?
Okay, so you got your LLC.
Uh-huh.
So did you come over and start? Now tell me where you are. You on sam.gov now?
Yeah, I got the activated letter saying that the registration is now active in the U.S. federal government system for award management.
Oh, it sounds like you might be active.
Yeah, I am active, but I'm trying to see what's the next step.
Okay. So next is going to be what's called IRS TIN verification. You're going to get an email. When did you get that? When did you become active? Do you know? How long has it shown like that?
Last week, May 5th.
Okay, so go into your email. Go check your email. Search for anything from sam.gov. Search for anything that's got .gov on it, because it could be down low, or you might have overlooked it. They send regular emails once you have passed through the next step. So that's your next thing, is to see that registration.
Okay, I see it says IRS 10 match validation successful.
Yes, that's what I was just talking to you about. That's the one you want. So you just got the confirmation that now you're about to go to CAGE code next. So now you're gonna get an email from them about your CAGE code. Now, did you get another email, but it had maybe a different email address from the government? Maybe it was from, hold on, let me look.
It would actually come from DLA, Letitia.
DLA?
Yeah. So it will say DLA, and then, if you're already activated. So you're already approved and you have your CAGE.
See
how it says DLA at the end, .mil on the very top?
Okay, we're talking about on the letter that says IRS, about me being successful.
Right. So yeah, so it will say DLA.
I don't see anything that says DLA.
Okay, because when you received the CAGE code, it came from DLA, correct?
I don't think she's got the cage code yet. I think that's what she
Oh,
was.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Look, but you saying I got the cage code, but I don't think I have it.
Okay, because according to this email, oh, that's for Monica. Okay, okay, yeah. So look for something that says DLA at Cage. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. I
Okay,
might.
now in this letter it said this is one step in the process. If you have not already done so, you must complete and submit your registration. It will then be sent to the DLA.
That's it. Okay. So you have to do, so you need to follow whatever they say in that email.
Mm-hmm.
You have to follow whatever they say do in that email. Take and print that email out or whatever you got to do, because you're about to get your cage code next.
Exactly.
But they won't give it to you. You have to follow their instructions. Hey, Georgette.
Hi. You know, I thought this started at 7:30. CST time, so I'm just now getting on.
But you know what? I messed everything up because I had 2 meetings. I thought the moderator meeting started at 7 to 7:30, and I thought I had this set up to start at 7:30.
Oh, okay.
But the problem was I didn't, and I had it at 7, both of them at 7. So
Oh, okay,
we
okay.
chatted for a few minutes, but we haven't gone past much. Most people don't even have their DUNS number yet. So
Oh, okay, okay. So they still have to go into SAM.
yeah, we're just at the very beginning stages to where
Okay,
everybody's
good.
their at least Dun and Bradstreet number requested. Then we're gonna get, like right now we're talking about Sam, and then let's go back. Vicky, hold on. I'm sorry, somebody else had their hand up. Okay. Violet had her hand up. Letitia, are you good to go? Do you know what you need to do now? You just need to print that email out and follow whatever they say. And Violet, here
Yeah, I'm good. It's not giving me any instructions, but
it's not saying anything like submit something. Okay, that frustrates me.
So Letitia, when you receive the email from DLA, do you see a name on there?
I haven't received one from DLA. The last
Okay,
one,
okay, because normally it'll say that your cage is going to be auto-generated, and then of course you can log into SAM within the next hour to to view your information. So once you did your SAM, you should be able to receive something from DLA to let you know the status. So look and see, just put DLA in your search, in your email to see if anything comes up.
Yeah, I did, and I don't see anything.
She hadn't got her DLA stuff. I think that's her thing, is she's waiting to get it. So she's got
yeah.
Yeah, there may be a hang up like what I had, Letitia, as far as that's what happened. They sent that email, that next email you get may say, wait a minute, we got a problem. Before we give you your case, so just keep your eye on your email. Violet, go ahead.
Did you? Who you call my?
Go ahead.
Violet, can you hear us okay? I don't know. She must not be able to hear me okay. Alana.
Thank you. I am in SAM's to create my account. And so there are 2 options. There's an individual account details, or there's a system account details. Am I create?
I did individual.
Yeah, the one on the left at the bottom.
Okay.
Did anybody do anything different on their SAM registration?
No.
No, I did individual.
Yeah, I did individual too.
Thank you.
Miss D.
I just had a question because I'm going in the house to get on the computer. I don't want to make you keep repeating yourself. So DMB DUNS is one site, and then SAMS.gov is another site?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, it's dmb.com is the Dun and Bradstreet site, and then sam.gov is the government, where you go register, do your SAM's registration.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And if you end up logging in the house, I'm gonna put it in the chat. Okay. Ms. Violet, did you get situated? Nope. All right. Ms. D, you got situated? Letitia, you good?
Yes, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. All right, everybody. Okay, so anybody else got any problems going on with Sam? Because that needs to be like done. Okay. Okay, good. Boom. Next, be strategic with these NAICS codes. Let's go look at them.
Yes.
You cannot be playing around with these NAICS codes. This is like, you've got to understand that this particular program doesn't allow for all of the NAICS codes. So,
Correct.
yeah.
Can I jump in real fast, Monica?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so now when you all go into putting in your NAICS code, when you're in okay, so after, let's say you have your DUNS, you have your cage code, and I know right now we're pushing forward with the fingerprinting. Okay, so so if you guys remember, there's 3 different categories. You have the WOB, just as woman-owned business. Okay, so when you're in SAM, you probably already clicked the little button that says you're a woman-owned business. But when you go to certify, which is certify.sba.gov, there's a little tool there, and it's going to ask you, see if you're eligible. So when you do that, then you're looking at the WASB, which is the woman-owned small business, and the ED WASB. Okay, so for the WASB, look up while you're going down 56, I think it's 561611. And then for some of you who do training, you can also use, and I can't remember at the top of my head, the training NAICS code, but okay, right. They probably say investigation services. Keep going down. Okay, 561.
There we go.
Okay, let me see. Okay, so you see where it says investigation services? That one is going to be under the WOSB, but it's not going to be under EDWOSB. So when you go into certified, you're going to use that NAICS code, because the whole purpose of getting into this portal is so that you guys will be eligible for the women-owned small business set-asides or the economically disadvantaged set-asides. And so this particular NAICS code just happens to fall under WOSB. So remember, there's 3 categories. So I would tell you all to push forward with fingerprinting. And then if anybody does any type of training, you would want to use, and I got to look up the training NAICS code. I almost think it's under 624.
Yeah, I think I saw it down here. Let me scroll down.
I don't know if it was 624. I put the training. Okay. Now, Brittany, are you, so, okay, because you train, so you definitely want to put, let me see, keep going. You want to put the one for training, and then your secondary, I guess, for you would be fingerprinting. Keep going. Hold on, I'm trying to go on my phone and see if I can find it.
Now this here says other, where did it go? Professional and management development training.
Okay. I think it should, do you see
6.2?
Okay, yeah, try. Let me see, we got 6.2. Oh, okay, so they got 541, 611, and then there's a 611430.
There it is.
Professional management. Did you put 611? Okay, so, and for, is that a 61?
Yep, it's 611430.
I got my glasses here. Okay, so that's the first thing, is make sure you see if it falls under the WASB or the ED WASB. So some of you will probably proceed with fingerprinting. Now you're not going to see on this particular list just any notary work, because when you first went into SAM, you probably already clicked the button that said you're a woman-owned business. So remember, that's a 3rd category. So after, let's just say now you're moving forward, and so now you go to certified.sba.gov. Normally they will probably ask you to set up a max account, and so Monica, are you going into Certify for You right now?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay.
Okay. Go ahead, Letitia.
Okay.
I don't have a question.
Oh, okay. Ms.
Mhm.
Violet, did you still have your hand up? No.
And is it possible, Monica, that after you go in, are you going to try and go through a couple of the steps?
Yeah, I was actually gonna
Okay.
try to log in, but I've got sensitive information in my real estate
Okay,
email.
okay,
So I've got to I couldn't share it while I'm opening it. So I'm
okay,
kind of,
okay.
then it gave me some type of a security checkup, like something is going on with my, whatchamacallit. It didn't take me to my email like it normally does. Let me see if I can
Okay.
bypass it. There we go. Okay, perfect. Login.gov. Reset.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Is it possible to add NAICS codes into it, like as you go move along, or no? You have to do it when you
Yes.
first start off.
You can even it because sometimes you might start in a different business, and so you can always add NAICS codes. If you want to put them in, in the beginning, that's fine, because there's like I think when you're in SAM, it's going to ask you your primary. Make sure your primary is the one that you're going to be moving forward in. So for, say, Brittany, she's going to, I guess, do the training and development. And then I guess for a lot of you, you might start with the fingerprinting, which right now there's like 3 requirements out in FBO right now for fingerprinting and live scan.
Thank you.
Yay. I think I fixed it.
It worked?
I think so. We're about to go in and see.
Uh-oh.
All right. Okay, so here's where they want you to start creating your profile. So this address that I'm putting in here is going to be the same address that I'm going to update my DUNS number to be, because my DUNS number right now doesn't have this address. But this is where I do business from.
I have a quick question. And for the people who have a virtual address, that's where you will put your virtual address at, even if we're mobile?
I actually just had, I think that question, and Georgette can correct me if I'm wrong, if I think that address that you put there needs to match whatever address you gave to the IRS and whatever address you put in sam.gov.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. And then the DUNS number.
So Monica, what are you doing right now?
Girl, I'm starting my woman-owned small business application. We is not playing to look. Let me come off a share so I can look at y'all in the face. Okay. We got to the end of June to get this done. Okay.
No, okay, but I guess I'm kind of confused too, because I was under the impression that you couldn't do anything else until you had like all the other stuff. Like Sam's had to be successful.
Well, my Sam, okay, so you're right to your point. Yes, you're right. But see, my Sam is good. I'm not going to necessarily submit this tonight. It's probably going to take an hour out of my life to even finish this thing 15 minutes at a time, right? So this is how, I don't know, everybody does things differently, but what I'll do is I'll start chunking at it. And knowing that I don't have all my other preliminary pieces all the way done, but I'll go ahead and start on it, and it'll let you save it. You can come back to it or whatever the case may be. That way I'm moving the thing forward, because as you can see from my emails, it's been sitting since May of 2020. So I know what I need to do tomorrow. Quick fix. Dunn's number update is happening. Dunn's number address update is happening for me, because I know that was my problem. They told me in the email, had I read it. Cage told me exactly. Let me show you guys what they said. They said exactly what I needed to do. Had I just paid attention and just done it, I could have had all of this done by now. It says here, if there was any kind of issue, or we have identified a discrepancy that must be addressed and verified before the request can be processed. And so they go, hush, Hurricane, and they go and they list everything. Here, case in point, location, that has changed. They had an issue because there was a couple of other companies that share that same address, and they wanted verification of that. They're asking, telling me there are other companies located at this address. Are any associated with your company? Because I didn't get back with them is why it stopped. So I think what's going to happen, is once you have submitted your SAMS registration, one of two things is going to happen. Obviously, you're going to get a confirmation letter saying, hey, it was complete. And then they're going to tell you that they're about to do the cage process.
All righty.
Once the cage,
Pretty good. Nothing special, nah.
Once that happens, your IRS TIN match thing needs to happen. So you do SAM, then they check your IRS stuff. Then once that happens, then the cage stuff happens. It's kind of like a little bit of a flow, right? So, but you can go ahead, like I'm in the SBA application now. I'm not going to submit it tonight because I still got to get my cage stuff fixed tomorrow. But it's probably not going to take very long from what I'm hearing for them to respond. I was the one that slowed up the whole thing. I could have had it done. So let's see, Carla says, so I'm using an address where I need to wait and change my LLC. Well, it depends. Has anybody filed taxes on their business yet?
I filed taxes.
Yeah,
I filed my taxes,
I
but
have.
yeah.
okay.
My challenge is my father had a business, so I moved and used their address. My father had a business, and I just looked, and his name is in the Duns. So I don't want it associated with my dad's business that's no longer in business. So I have to wait and change my address. So
Yeah.
But I'm taking good notes. I'm with you guys, taking good notes.
Okay, Violet, go ahead. We can't hear you, Violet. Something's going on with I'm not sure what's going on with the volume, but we can't hear anything at all. It's just complete silence. Not even any static. So we'll try you back.
Just posted a notice saying she's having problems with her headset.
Oh, okay, I see it. Okay. Well, type your question in the chat, and I'll make sure I ask it. Okay, so while Violet's doing that, what was I saying? Oh, with Carla, yes, the address. Whatever, for those of us who have already filed taxes, that address that you file taxes on is the address that you need to be trying to use everywhere else in life about your business. Okay. Whatever that address is, it needs to be the same everywhere. Because they're going to go back and that's going to be your ITIN match. Because if you try to use an address different from what you use on your taxes, that's going to throw your match thing off. Okay. Let's see if she's got anything in here. Okay, somebody said you have lost us. Raj, what? Okay, tell me, where are you at? Come off mute, tell me where I lost you at so I can get y'all caught up. You there? Brittany said, I'm stuck waiting for my WASB. So you're already done, Brittany. So did you already do them yourself, or did you hire somebody? How did you get them done so quickly?
Remember to hit the unmute button. No, I just did them myself.
And it took you how long?
After I got the cage code, you know, the email that said I got my cage code, I went in and I think it took maybe 30 minutes to do the application for the WASB stuff.
Okay, so it's not like it's gonna take a whole hour of your day. It only took half an hour of your day, but you've already done both applications.
Yeah, the woman-owned small business and the ED WASB was like together, and then the veteran-owned one was a separate one.
And so, how long ago did you finish? Did you say that already? I didn't ask.
Let's see. It says, so I did it 11 days ago, and it's saying it could take 2 to 4 weeks. Okay,
good job. Okay, so good. So you're gonna know something here pretty quick. So, Miss Violet, did I see you come off mute?
Can you hear me?
Yay! There she
praise
is.
the Lord.
Amen.
This is give me a heart attack today.
Go ahead.
But thanks for taking my question. The problem I'm on the SAM site.
Mm-hmm.
I was just trying to see, where do I go to begin the process? I see down at the bottom it says create, but when I click on it, it doesn't do anything.
Okay. Now,
So
when you say you're on the SAM site, are you at sam.gov?
Sam.gov. I just close it out and I'm opening up another tab and just redo it.
So
yep, it's got sam.gov and it's got the yellow banner.
Okay. So I would go to login, but for you, if you start from the first time, you would go create a user account.
I did that.
All right.
And it says you now need to log into login.gov account to sign in to SAM. Use your SAM email. I don't have a SAM
why does the
email.
government make stuff so hard? You know what I'm saying? All I want to do is sign in. Okay.
I just did that. You just go to login.gov.
Is that the same?
No, it's completely different. That's why I got
confused.
Oh,
okay.
Different site. So you have to go to login.gov, create an account there, verify that, then turn around, go back to the sam.gov and start. And now that's where I'm at, is doing sam.gov, and I just selected that it's an individual. You see that where at the bottom it says your one account for government? Click on that on the bottom. And then go down, all the way down. It says create an account. This is why I got confused too, because I'm like, why am I doing all this? So then you go through your authentication process.
Okay.
Then select a phone number or an email, and they'll send you one, I think, via email, and then they won't accept a VoIP phone number. So if you've got a Google number, which I do for my business, I can't use that. I have to use my personal phone number because they won't accept the Google phone. So, and now I'm doing my actual registration, but now I'm kind of confused because when you go through that, it says SAM username, and I'm not sure. I guess that's different than the login, because I used my email address as the login. So that's where I'm at. So
yeah, they're making it difficult. I'm like, Monica, why it gotta be so difficult?
This is a lot. I don't even remember doing this, but I must have. I can't even remember what my old password. I thought it was going to show it to me, but apparently not. Wow, that was helpful, B. I didn't even remember that I did this, but apparently you can't go to sam.gov directly.
Yeah, I think this is the new process, because remember when you were trying to go into it, you were going into beta.sam.gov. It's not beta anymore. Remember, Georgette told us that they were going to switch everything over after the 30th of April. So I think this is the new process.
Okay, gotcha.
Got you. Okay. So, ooh, that was a lot. So Violet, now that you got that squared away, you got to set that up before you can even come over to start with SAM.
Exactly. So I'm on login.gov. So once I do that, then I go back the way B told me to go.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you, B.
All right.
No problem.
Yeah, because I think it was like she said, because Georgette did tell us that it was going to be changing over. But when I did mine, I don't remember doing all that. But yet it had all my information populated. So maybe I did and just didn't know it. Point is, they give you the instructions if you just read, which is sometimes not my strong suit. Let's see here. Tawana says, I don't remember doing it. So do we need to do it? Actually, honestly, Tawana, if you go and click on it, I bet you your stuff is probably already there. If you've already gotten a Sam's registration, bet you anything it's because when I clicked on it, it was automatically there. All right, so let's go back over to the actual application. I finished the profile, so let's go back over to the application and start walking through that again. See, everybody those tonight really should have their DUNS and they really should have their Sam's registration in motion in some way, shape, or form. All right, so that was a login.gov. Gosh, what was my password? Hold on. Oh, Lord. I tell you, they are not playing around with the security of the situation. Okay.
After that pipeline got hijacked, I guess they not playing around for real.
What got hijacked?
Oh yeah, that was
Pipeline.
People in my town are freaking out. We are completely out of gas.
Yeah, somebody just texted me here and said that they lining up at all the gas stations that we may not have gas by in the morning because everybody's at all the gas stations.
Well, what's crazy is they're saying that this has happened before, but we just never knew about it.
Exactly, because they didn't let the public know because they know it's gonna cause a panic.
Legal ID under
like toilet paper.
You will be contacted.
So my question is, what's happening? Okay, maybe I should ask that after.
There was a cyber hack over the weekend for the Colonial Pipeline. All the gas that runs up the East Coast comes out of Texas.
Yeah.
And it goes from Texas to Jersey. And there's the gas, their main computer system was hacked by some criminal organization in Eastern Europe.
Wow.
That is correct.
I was oblivious to that until this moment.
Costco in my town wasn't affected because they had a tank come in and bring some more gas.
We're running out of gas. I'm in South Carolina and the pumps are full and their gas stations ran out of gas. The one guy said they had no gas by 5 o'clock today.
Wow.
I got my
Okay.
tank full. Okay.
I was talking about
distraction. I'm sorry.
guys involved.
I had to like when I connected to the SBA thing, it actually took me to a portal and I've got some stuff happening in this portal and I didn't know it was going to take me to, so that's why I had to stop sharing because there's like some SBA stuff happening on People First Realty's behalf and I didn't know it was going to let me in it. So now that I've been snooping around, I found like some backdoor thing. I'm about to go explore that in a second to see what's going on with stuff. So, but I was gonna go back to the application and I can't, for whatever reason, now that I've gone that route, I can't get back to where I was, where I just wanted to start. It let me do the profile, but let me see here. It let me do the profile, but it didn't let me. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I found it. Here we go.
And Monica, I'm doing like a screenshot step by step of what I'm doing.
Okay.
So when I complete it, and I've got it in Word, but when I complete it, I'll send it to you if you wanna, you'll be able to clean it up or do whatever you want to. So that it'll have like step by step you can put that in the notes for this.
Thank you.
I was just about to say, can you just put it in our community? If I show you where to go, like when you guys go into your library, there is a community that's kind of like Facebook, but not just for this. That's where we need to put that stuff at. Like that would be where that would need to go. So when when you go to Notary Nerds University, you should
but isn't that for like only advanced people?
Oh, you mean actually in Notary Nerds University, not on Facebook?
Correct.
Oh.
Yes, it's for advanced people and anybody who's a day one who's got access to this. So if you've got access to this, you should have access to that too. So you should be able to go in there and it'll say, and so that's kind of where we're going to be dumping stuff. I got several topics.
So the Notary Nerds University Facebook, not the regular Facebook or the actual NotaryNerds.com.
NotaryNerdsUniversity.com.
Okay.
Like log in and then head over to your library.
Okay.
And then once you get there, look for the Woman-Owned Small Business Mastermind or WASB Mastermind.
Okay.
Okay.
And then once you get there, open it up and then tell me what you see.
Search community in the top.
Search the community up at the top, or I can see topics and feed.
Topics. Yeah, so say for instance, that setup or the screenshots that you were talking about, B, you would put that under SAM registration. It should be a SAM registration topic there.
I
No?
see Dunn's, well, it'll go under cage code, right? Or NAICS code, third party.
Okay, so maybe I should put one for, see, that was the thing I made. I think I made an assumption.
Well, because I mean, I'm doing the screenshots as I go through the Dunn's. I put that there, and then I'm now with the sign in for SAMS.gov, and then whatever I do next. So I'll separate them, and then I'll put them under whichever ones go in there. And so I just click on it and add to it.
That's it, and that's our house. That's our resource. That's our go-to. So all of these links that you guys see here, all these little emails, all these little Cage Reviewer at DLA, all these little emails, guess where I'm putting them? In our little spot. So everybody,
can I upload a document, or do I just post it in there like an actual copy and paste type thing?
I believe it actually lets us upload. I think it does. I haven't played around with upload or not yet, so I'm just gonna hold off on saying for sure. But
yeah, okay, it'll let me upload, and then you can do pictures and video as well. So yeah,
perfect.
Okay,
this is our spot. Okay, guys. So did everybody understand how to access this?
I got it.
Can you say it one more time, Miss Monica?
Sure, absolutely. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you guys. Hold on just a second. You're going to be going to Notary Nerds University. .com to like log in like you would for class to watch a class, and then you go to your library, and then once you're in your library, you look for the WASB Mastermind. This is the DIY, and guys, here's the deal. This is just one part of the situation, getting your application actually complete. The key is you're going to need a capability statement, and you're going to need a business plan before you can actually start pursuing contracts. So you want to do as much DIY. If this is the DIY part, when it comes time for us to do that other stuff, that's when we need to be plugging in over at Georgette's platform that we're about to be creating, where she's going to help us do that part, level us up to that next situation. But here is the WASB Mastermind that I wanted to show you guys. Let me get to it. Okay, so let me share my screen. And then we're coming back on Friday. So basically to be able to check in with what's going on. So obviously we'll send you an email out about the Friday's meeting with the Zoom link, but you can always find it in here as well. So it'll be posted in here, but here are the different topics. Right? These are the different topics. These are the things that we're going to go find out about, and we're going to bring information back here. So like what B was talking about was basically SAM's registration. I probably should just create a whole nother topic for SAM's registration, to be honest with you. And I can do that pretty easily just by coming here and adding a topic.
Hey, Monica?
Yeah.
Is there any way, like when you go to the main page on Notary Nerds University, in the upper right-hand corner, that you can just add a search bar for whatever it is that you're looking for, so that you don't have to tab through all the pages to, you know what I mean?
Right. So in other words, so if you're going to Notary Nerds University and you just want to find the apostille class or whatever, it'll just come up. Like, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay,
Like-
I'll have to ask them because
Library?
like in your life, yeah, because that's a good question. I'll find out. I don't know how to do it, but I'll get with the people over at Kajabi and they'll tell me what I can do because there are so many, and I find myself scrolling for days to find what I'm looking for. So I feel you on that. But anyway, does everybody get how to get to this and how to access this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am, we do.
So tonight, as we get our things accomplished, you come here and you let us know Duns is done, right? That's when you've got your Duns. Don't come telling us Duns is done and you just submitted it. Now that was submitting it. When you get it, got my Duns number, or if you want to do a screenshot, whatever the case may be, but we need to keep each other pushed forward. Brittany's already got all of her stuff done, and it's kind of making me feel like, I don't know, if it's kind of making me feel as if I'm behind the 8 ball, because it's like, it only takes 30 minutes. Why does it feel like it takes years? You know what I mean? It feels like this is taking me so much time. Y'all understand? Do y'all feel where I'm coming from?
Because you didn't want to read.
Didn't want to read. And it took 30 minutes, and it's May of 2021 now. I cannot.
Okay.
I'm on a slow bus too. It's okay.
Okay, so don't be like me, okay? Be like Brittany. 30 minutes, not 365 days. But thank you, Melinda. That's so sweet. How the triplets doing?
Driving me crazy.
I know, I hear them in the background.
They're making a whole mess over there right now, jumping up and down.
At least they're having fun. That's all that matters. I need a new couch. My dogs destroyed mine, but they say that it's taking 6 months to get fixed or to get done now. Anyway, I digress. Back to what we're doing tonight. Let me hop back over to that application real quick so we can go ahead, and then Desiree.
I was just gonna say, I just got into my SAMs, so
Yeah.
the user roles and the entity registrations and the data access. So
you want to show us?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm just asking, like, where is it that we're going to be putting the NAICS codes? Because I was like, I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna stop and watch what's going on in the screen real quick, because it's hard for me to fill out when I know that I've got to be watching something else.
I got you.
So-
No, on the NAICS codes, when I went in, it was a little hyperlink that it's almost like it was going to take you someplace else. Like you were on a screen, and I could be wrong because it's been a while. So somebody who's done it more recently, please feel free to chime in. But I believe there's a hyperlink that you have to click on to
Right.
add your NAICS codes.
Okay, because I can show you what I'm looking at.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
But
Yeah,
okay,
you'll probably be like on either the third screen, and it's gonna be it's like a little tool, and you click on it, and then it'll take you to where all the NAICS codes are. There's also, I'll put in I guess in the group, the mastermind, there's a PSC tool, and it also helps you to get your product service code. And so I'll put that website in there as well.
So, wait a minute.
Oh yeah.
I don't think
and
I think
I
I'm
wanna-
completely lost, because I don't know what this is. I mean, I'm still trying to fill out this stuff, and it says like my user role. Do you want me to share my screen so that you can see what I'm talking about?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Has anybody went through the process of filling out the DSBS, the Dynamic Small Business Search tool?
Not yet.
Which is at the very end, because that's how all of the contracting officers and contract specialists will find your business. So you definitely have to make sure that you fill out the Dynamic Small Business Search, which
Okay.
is the
So
last.
this is like when I jumped in here, it takes me to like my SAM, and then the first thing is like user roles, and I'm like, okay, so this is where we start out, but I don't have the DUNS. I don't know what this is, the DOD AC office code or any of that stuff. Is that where like?
Right. Okay. So the DODAC is the Department of Defense Activity address code, and actually you don't have to worry about that. It's usually like a 6-digit code that come, like it's for, like Navy uses N, our Marines, they use a different code. You don't have to worry about the DODAC, but where it says legal business name, make sure that you put in the name that you use when you sign up for your DUNS. Now, right now, do you have your DUNS number?
Nope.
Okay, so you don't need to do this part yet. You have to have your DUNS.
Okay, so then
So now
I'm basically
you need to
stuck
go
at
back.
this point, right?
Right. Okay, so now you're gonna go back to DNB so that you can get your DUNS number.
Okay, but so I basically can't do anything more on this particular
Right.
screen.
We don't want to do that step yet.
Okay, because I mean, yeah.
Yeah, because then it's like you're jumping forward and it's not gonna let you proceed.
And this is, and when I select the entity or where is it? Do you know where is it that we like do the search for the NAICS codes?
Okay, so you're gonna go into, hold on, let me see here.
It's in the application, isn't it? Like
yeah.
You have to actually be in it. It's gonna be like she said, 2 or 3 screens in. So you're just gonna have to hold tight until you get your DUNS number.
Okay.
And it'll be intuitive. You'll just have to be like real observant and read the screens, and it'll say, click here to see which NAICS codes, and it'll take you to a different place, like almost open up a different thing.
Okay.
So, but yeah, so once you get your whatchamacallit thing, you should be good.
Okay.
All right, who is next? Alana.
Thank you. So I just have a question. I'm in SAMS and I'm going to do my social economic categories, woman-owned business, obviously, woman-owned small business. But when I was reading about the economically disadvantaged woman-owned small business, is that where I'm not making over a certain amount? Or is that where my business is located in a low economic community?
It is.
So, go ahead.
Go ahead, George.
So basically, the economic disadvantage. Did somebody say something?
No, that was okay.
Okay. So yeah, so for the fingerprinting, then if you're gonna move forward with fingerprinting, actually, it's not gonna qualify for the EDWSB. So what you're gonna put in for fingerprinting, I think, what did I say, 561611? That's gonna be under, that's gonna be the NAICS code you're actually gonna use. So the fingerprint does not fall under EDWSB. So right now you're gonna click the box for your WOB, just a woman-owned business, period. And then when you go into the certify, that's when you're going to put in your the NAICS code, and then you're gonna put in it. And actually, it has like a little tool. It's gonna walk you through it. Just ask you if you're eligible, and then you'll see when you put in that NAICS code, it's gonna say it falls under WOSB. That means that the contracting team, they can actually set that requirement aside to just women-owned small businesses.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, and then those things about the assets and all that stuff, most of us are economically disadvantaged based on the assets that like they use a measurement of, I think, $750,000.
Right.
So I fear if we had that, we probably would not be on this call tonight trying to figure this shit out. Okay.
So true.
So I have can I just ask a quick question for Brittany? So Brittany, you already went through the whole process of putting your information in, correct? So when you hit submit button, did it tell you it's going to take 90 days?
So when I look at when I flip over to my screen, it says for the economic disadvantage, it says it can take up to 90 days, but it says for the women-owned small business that it would take 1 to 2 weeks. But the email I got says 2 to 4 weeks. So I'm not sure which one.
Right. Yeah. I'll say sometimes they're behind. So one of the numbers I think I gave you guys from the training, I think I had put just 90 days. If they're doing it that fast, I would be really surprised. But they just put the 40. I think it will either put 45 days to 90 for the ED, because then they have to do a little bit more research.
So my question is, how in the world is it these companies are getting away charging people $1,900 to do this?
Well, a lot of people well, and actually that's really low compared to some companies are actually charging $3,000 and $4,000.
I mean,
So
yeah, you're right.
the reason they're getting away with it, because a lot of people are busy and they probably just rather someone else do it for them so they can work on something else. Yeah, but it is something that you see. I know somebody who's helping people with the 8A certification and they're getting paid 5,000. So
It's
if you're
worth
able to do it, that's great. And obviously with Brittany, you had all your paperwork ready to go and you were able to upload everything. So that's one of the things that I'll tell everyone. Make sure you have all of your paperwork ready to go. That's before you move forward. And I don't know if when I did the training, I think I did put down the forms that you guys will need in the woman-owned small business training. So if you guys can go back and look at my slides, I think I did put in some of the forms you're gonna need. I'm pretty sure I did. I think so.
And then two, this is where I'm hooked up at. I just got stuck right here. Speaking of having all the stuff together, just like Georgette was just talking about, I'm at the woman-owned small business application online portal, right? But because I don't have my paperwork and stuff right here handy and together, I can't really go beyond this screen. Why? Because it's asking me not only for my DUNS number, which I was able to hop around and get, but my TIN number, and it tells me that that's the number that's listed within the entity's profile in SAM.gov. Well, I'm not for sure if I have my EIN or my social in SAM.gov. I can't remember. So So before I enter it here, I'm going to just go verify that first. So it sounds like to me, B's got a good idea about this whole screenshotting thing, because what you're going to need when you come over to the Woman-Owned Small Business portal is a lot of the information that you put into SAM.
Exactly.
And then this MPIN is telling you here, it's assigned to you from SAM.gov. So you're going to need to have some information out of SAM.gov before you can come over here. So it's a process. So what I'm going to do, I know my thing is tomorrow is going to be to get the cage code issue, pick up where I left off with that. For everyone else who hasn't done their SAM registration, is to get that done and clean up your stuff. Make sure your tax return address, go look at it, make it match. If you use STE for suite, use STE when you're getting your DUNS number.
Exactly.
Everything's got to be just so for them.
Yeah, I say especially when you're getting your DUNS number, make sure you write out exactly how you put your information in. Because if you miss one period, it won't let you move forward. So make sure you write everything down.
Right. That's right. And you cannot, okay, Brittany says, and you cannot claim it until your SAM is active. Yeah. So this is gonna make us do it, guys. Tomorrow, everybody should have a post under the DUNS topic, DUNS number done. Can we have each other's DUNS number? Does it matter if people know what your DUNS number is? Like, does it matter?
It'll be public, because if you go back into SAM.gov, and you go into search, you can probably put in someone's DUNS number and it'll show their business name, and you'll be able to see their search, just pretty much everything. It's public.
You can find it's public.
Yeah, you can search it on the DUNS on DMV.
Yeah,
you can
on the
search
DUNS.
other people's and their number.
Okay, well, if that's
So
just
like I
like
said,
if you go in right now and put in your DUNS in the search window under SAM registration,
right,
everything on your business should show up.
So it's not private. So here's what we're gonna do. Under DUNS, once you got it done, guess what you're gonna put up in the DUNS topic? The DUNS number. Post. Already done it. Right? So that was step one. SAM's registration. Once that's done, you come over here to SAM and the cage code. Now the cage code, is that something that they give us no, they don't give it to us pretty quickly. That's the one you might get hung up at, like what I did.
Right.
Okay. So once we get that done, we can do all types of things. We can picture, we can video, we can whatever. This is the accountability forum, folks. So Friday is going to be our next. Does anybody have any questions or anything like that before we go?
I do. This is Narisa. I do have my DUNS number, but when I was, excuse me, in the SAMs and under my role, I'm confused, I think, where it asks for your legal business name. Somebody was sharing their screen earlier and they were here in the DUNS number. And once you put your business name and your DUNS number, Miss Georgia, did you say you have to have the other two codes, the office code and the DOD AAC code?
So the DODAC, that's not necessary because usually that's the activity address for DOD. Like some of it is like N68311, or like if it's Navy, it start with an N. That you don't have to worry about that. But like it's good for you to know your federal supply code and your product service code. So I will put the PSC tool, the website, so you guys match it up with your particular NAICS code. So every NAICS code is going to have either a service code if it's in the service industry or a supply code. And usually you'll know, the service ones, they're all 3 digits. And so I will put it in, I guess, in the mastermind group. And also a reminder that you guys all put your information in dynamic small business search. And you do that right before you hit submit. When you're in SAM, you'll see 2 links. You'll see one that will say DSBS, dynamic small business search, and then the other one will say submit. But don't hit submit until you get your information into the dynamic small business search, because that's the only way that contracting officers will be able to find your business.
Okay, so the dynamic business search that Ms. Georgette is talking about,
Yes.
is so important. Yes, Desiree, go ahead.
No, Monica, I didn't want to cut you off, but I just wanted to encourage everybody. This is a process. It's not that it will happen quickly. You really want to make sure you're organized. And I think I mentioned this when I gave the SAMS.gov registration webinar. I don't know if it's uploaded on Notary Nerd University, but it's a process. And if you don't have all of your stuff, you're gonna have to stop and go back and find it, or make sure you have everything created. I even put a checklist in the link. They have the information inside of the SAMS.gov, but I went ahead and just made a screen copy of that. But just be encouraged. It does take some time. And if you don't, you don't know what you don't know until you get into it. But just as long as you have that EIN number, if you have a business and it's already formalized, you want to make sure you have that information, because they're going to ask you about that. They're going to ask you about your bank account, where you want to put your fund, your money if you get a contract. So you want to make sure you have all of that stuff available. My question to you, Monica, and I'm sorry, I had another standing Zoom call at the same time. So this site that you're on right now, this is Notary Nerds University. So what are you asking us to do on this site?
So on this site, we're providing each other with the resources and the confirmation that where we are in the process, the resources that we're running across, from emails to links to files to whatever that has helped us. If we run into an issue, we're dumping it here in this mastermind for the benefit of the other viewers. And we're also using it as an accountability tool. So when we look in the topic of DUNS and we see everybody that's got their DUNS number, or we come over here and we see folks that got their cage code, that's going to make sure that we're moving our steps forward so that we can get it done too. So it's a twofold process, like an accountability piece and a resource library, so to speak.
Okay, thank you for that information. But I was reading through some of the questions that were in the chat, and I was just wanting to make sure that if you haven't started the SAMS registration, or if you have, and you feel like you're not as far as you'd like to get, or you haven't gotten your SAMs or your cage code, just be patient. It is a process. And it's not like it's going to happen in a week. It may not happen in your time, but it will happen. And I would say also, if you do get a response back from sam.gov, if there's something that they have an issue with, you need to be very responsive. Don't do like I did, and I didn't respond in a timely manner. So that further delayed the process. But I am active in sam.gov, and I've moved on to doing the woman-owned small business registration and the other certifications. So it just take your time, make sure you have all your ducks in a row. And if you can go back and look at the presentation I gave on the sam.gov registration, I provided the checklist of all the things you need to have before you start your SAM registration. And as long as you go through and have all those items available to you right in front of you, you can go ahead and that process will go quickly. But again, you have to wait for them to, review your application. And I did get stopped at the cage review. They were sending me questions back, and I needed to respond within 3 days, or else that was going to further delay my application. So again, have some patience, have all of your stuff together and in order, and it'll go by smoothly. So that's just my words of encouragement to everyone.
Thank you, Desiree. And Tawana, did you get your question answered? You said it was called dynamic search when Ms. Georgette was talking about the, before you hit submit in the SAM registration, that's the dynamic business search. Hurricane, goodness gracious. Let me make sure. Okay, yeah. Another thing too, guys, and this is something that's very important, you always be thinking in terms of monetization. Just like Georgette said, there are people who will be getting compensated for doing this for people because it is so time consuming and so daunting. And, people just put it off and put it off. And, I've got people that have been calling me that I reached out to that are still trying to get me to pay them to do this for me. And I said, you know what? No, I'm going to get the mastermind going and I'm going to do it myself. So the point is, as notaries public, you have an opportunity once you become skilled at this to offer this as a service yourself. This is not something that, is beyond the realm of possibility as an additional stream of revenue, if not under your notary umbrella, if liability prevents you from doing so, under some other LLC that you provide services to businesses and small organizations, But my thing is, you're going to need probably the experience of not only doing it for yourself and getting it done successfully, but also all the little the tricks and tweaks that Georgette knows that came from all the little codes and the things that she's going to be teaching over on her thing. Let's see here, Vicky. Oh, you said for me to put your hand down. Okay, Vanessa, go ahead.
I have two questions.
Okay, sure.
So going back to what Desiree was saying, in terms of like when you get emails back from whatever it is that you're doing in order to update your SAMS account and get the process rolling, are you seeing that you have to respond to the emails directly, or do we just go into the actual application and update it and then they get sent a response?
No. You can go into the application and make the changes, but sometimes it may require you to contact someone. Like I got stuck in the with the cage review at the point where I had to call the Dun & Bradstreet as well as the IRS.gov because there was some issue with my EIN number, and you want to make sure your addresses match and the way you name your business, all of that should match, because if it doesn't, they're going to question that. So I had to contact the IRS.gov or call the IRS office. I had to call Dun & Bradstreet to make sure that everything matched so I can go ahead and put that back into SAMS.gov when I was doing my registration. So but when it got to the cage review, I had to respond to their questions because they sent me a list of questions that they wanted me to respond to, and I had three business days to respond to those questions. They sent it on a Monday, and I needed to have those answers back to them by that Wednesday, and I met the deadline, and before I knew it, they responded and said, okay, your sam.gov registration is active. So I must have satisfied the questions that they sent me, but you want to be responsive if they send you something. And you do have an opportunity to go back into SAMS.gov to make the changes. So.
Okay, and then my other question is for Miss Georgette. Is it true that like so say you go through every step that you need to go through in order to be certified for whatever the different certifications you're trying to do, and when you go and you try to make a bid, do you have to be in business for 2 years and before you can actually do any bidding?
Well, that's normally for the 8A program, they want you to be in business 2 years, but they do have waivers. And in certain situations, and I almost think I may have it on my 8A slides, they may, perfect example, let's say there's a requirement out, and I'll say fingerprint and live scan. And let's say they've put out a requirement, you just have to be trying to get into the 8A program, and there's no one else out there. They may let you in, to move forward with the 8A process. But for the woman-owned, hub-zone, just small business, and the SDVOSB, you don't have to be in for 2 years. It's just the 8A business development program.
Okay.
So you guys, one thing that is really important, and Vanessa, this is basically just piggybacking off of your question. How do you reply? Do you go into the application or do you respond to an email? They actually told me specifically to respond to this particular email, and like Desiree mentioned, within that time frame. And they also tell you what to put in the subject line. So what I'm gonna do moving forward is when I get an email from them, I'm just gonna print that email and get me a highlighter and just go down the list and make sure I follow everything to the T of whatever it is that they're asking for. And you guys know how I'm always preaching about having a professional email and about how important it is to not have an @Gmail or a @Yahoo or whatever the case.com. Look here in the whatchamacallit. Let's see here. If an email address is found not to be following the domain format listed on the company's website, then DLA Cage reserves the right to question the validity of the contact information and return the SAM registration without further processing. Private email domains such as Gmail, Yahoo, Yandex, Proton Mail, etc. are not recommended to be used if your company has its own domain. We in the big league, folks. Yes, and everybody that's got this Gmail, Yahoo on their business card, they get in their feelings. I don't want my email to change. Just leave them alone.
Yep, that's all you got to do. Leave them alone.
Let them have it. You see them with the 17456 AOL. And they wonder why they're not getting direct business, or they wonder why they're not, you know what I'm saying? Because people don't take that seriously. If you're going to get a domain, get an email that matches your domain. Even the government just said so. We just read it. All right, that's it for tonight's mastermind. Is there anything else before we go?
No, everybody have a good night.
You guys have a good one. We went a little bit over. See you on Friday. Results, folks. Sam's needs to be like done. Okay. Talk to you later.
Good night.